It's Arbor SMP. Hello, welcome back to Arbor. I am so excited for today's video, mostly because I got progress on the statue done. I kind of started putting it off because statue work is scary, but I actually sat down and started working on it, and I am so proud of how it's turning out so far. Now, I still don't know what I want to put here, but that's a problem for another day because we don't have any records of what's going to go there. So I have to work with what I think might end up there. And honestly, at this point, it might be me. I might be the best solution. We won't get too much work on the interior done. I really wanted to focus on what other people were seeing because I was taking too long. People were starting to notice. And no one sees the inside of my house. We don't really need to know what goes on inside of here. They only need to see the pretty statue. And apparently there's quite a history of a statue being there, one that I didn't really understand when I first thought it was a great idea to start that project. You see, as I previously mentioned, the Silver Keep existed long before I did. I've just been sent here to restore it a little bit. I've been digging through old records and trying to find the best history and descriptions of this place, but honestly there's not much. Something about a story of us being too big for our ego and we needed to be shrunk down. It says, I don't really know. I wasn't keeping up with the mythology that I was supposed to be growing up with. No! I just need to build it now. That should be fine, right? It has been pretty quiet around the cove and the mountain recently. Apparently one of my neighbors got it in their head to start a Capture the Flag tournament and is building that. And when I say capture the flag, I don't mean just a run-of-the-mill capture the flag. I mean this is redstone intensive. I'm looking forward to it. It's not open yet, so that will probably end up being next episode, but I am so excited for the potential of hanging out with some people who I really only ever see in passing. We might be able to get some trade deals going. We could also figure out what's haunting our forest. I mean, we kind of know what's haunting the forest, but I think it's like double haunted. Regardless, there's a lot of work to do, and we don't really need to worry about it right now, so let's build. Set up this time lapse to say, look at the cove! It's so pretty. They built a whole building in the time it took me to make a dirt outline. I need to step up my game. We are gonna free cam this real quickly. Look at this boat. Y'all know I am a sucker for boat. Look at this lighthouse. Y'all know I'm a sucker for lighthouses. Look at this building. Look at this archway. This is how you build with stone, you guys. You add moss to it. Also, hello, Enderman, who has been stealing everyone's stuff. I shake my head at you. Okay, back to the time lapse. We're back. We're done. I mean, we're not done, but we've done a lot of work. Like, I am so impressed by myself. It took a really long time. It took so long. This video took forever to make, but we have most of it done. The outline, I mean. She doesn't have a head. She also doesn't have an arm, but in my defense, I can't find any record of her having an arm. I've been going through the records, I've been going through the history of the statue, and I can only ever find the fact that she has one arm reaching out of the stone. There's no reference to a second arm, and if you really stop and think about it, the average amount of arms people have is less than 2. Some people just don't have a second arm, so why should the lady? We've also been having a small problem with Enderman recently. I feel like that was just rude. They haven't taken anything from the statue yet that I've noticed. I don't trust it though. So we're just gonna fix this real quick. I need to figure out what to do with this wall because that's literally the outside. We need to cover it with something. I haven't thought of what yet. I haven't really thought of anything in terms of decoration. There's no specific detailing. No one talks about what the walls were decorated with. I could paint them. I could. Kind of like the stone, though. Regardless, I'm really happy with how the statue's turning out. In terms of my own personal work, I've never built a statue of a person before. I've done birds. I can make you a beautiful statue of a bird. A person, though? A humanoid? Ooh, that's a new skill for me. And honestly, I'm really happy with my progress so far. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but I'm restoring something I have such limited records of. The hall is beautiful, and I will make it so, once I figure out what that means. I also have to learn how to interpret the writings. There was mention of tall stalked plants, but is that bamboo? Could that be chorus fruit? There's no reason why it can't be. I mean, clearly chorus fruit thrives out here. I just need to figure out if there would be a reason why it would be here in the first place. It definitely wouldn't be growing in this exact spot, however, so I need to find a place to put it. But honestly, if it was up to me, I think I would do chorus fruit everywhere. I think I just have a whole line of chorus plants covering the water and out into our ocean. I think it looks better than bamboo, at least personally. All other updates, the enchanting table has not moved from its place on the sugarcane. The forest continues to be haunted, though I have yet to see a Ziglin anywhere, and honestly, I'm thankful for that. Our neighbors at the cove seem to be flourishing, and I have no problems just borrowing off their resources. We have a long history we have to maintain. I might need a little bit of help with that. Speaking of the cove, let's sneak down into their storage system real quick so we can borrow their ender chest. I have a very important entry I need to write that I've kind of been putting off. A letter for the king. Progress of the restoration in the Silver Keep. Entry 1. I've arrived at the ruins of the Silver Keep. To an untrained eye, there would be nothing of note on this side of the mountain. The cove has continued to be inhabited, but residents here are unaware of the history of the mountain. After scouring the lands and establishing a food source, work has begun in cleaning away the rubble. The entry has been uncovered, and the first rooms have been cleared. The cove is none the wiser. Entry 2. Work on restoring the statue has begun. After much research, I have determined that the statue was of one of the ancient silver giants from before. The Lady of the Earth stood tall over the land, however, I can only find a reference to one of her arms. To keep our history, I shall not impose my own beliefs of how many arms a person would have, and instead recreate only what was recorded. I am currently looking into the records of what the lady's face appeared as before proceeding. As much as I want to put this away, I know I kind of need to build a way for the king to collect this letter. He would never come himself, but if we find a way to have it sent to him, that shouldn't be too difficult. It happens all the time. We are, however, gonna need some resources. Now, I haven't actually done this before, so I really hope I'm doing it right. Does the lightning rod need to be there? Does it go vertically? I think as long as we have the amethyst bud in the right place, we should be good to go. And go. It's only been like 5 minutes. I'm looking at it though. I don't think my mail has even been picked up yet. Do I have new mail yet? It's been 5 minutes. If I just sit here. If I'm just in the ground, do you think they'll notice me? Do you think they'll pick it up? I really should distract myself by building. Maybe we can figure out what should go here. A nice little guest house. Maybe a giant feasting hall. Could have a grand... we're not building another statue. There's no records of another statue on this side of the river. It might look nice, though. No, stopping myself right here. We're gonna build a house. It's a guest house. Not everyone can move through stone. Not everyone can get into the Silver Keep. We're building a guest house. I'll look into if there's any records of any sort of normal-sized building around here, but if not, let's just put out a vague idea and build from it. There we go. That's the oddest shaped building I've ever done. I think it will be perfect. We're not going to build it this episode, though. I'm going to wait for the king to reply. I'll get back to you guys about the details. Maybe he'll approve of the one-arm statue. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I think the statue only would have one arm. Not everyone's born with 2 arms. So why would the statue? But that's a problem for another week. Until then, I'll see you all later, and goodbye.